for tuning in. This is Optibottom coming to you with another video review, and today we're going to be taking a look at a new toyhacks.com setup. Now, some time ago, you remember that I showed off my Transformer display utilizing the toy stages, or as they are now known as the Toy Hacks display pieces, which basically give you really cool backgrounds to display your figures and kind of give them some more life. Now, the only thing that I really needed were Ninja Turtle displays. As you can see, here are my figures, and again, you can see in the background, you have wires. Now, unlike my details that are actually in front of my window here in my office, these new ones here for my turtles are going to serve a little bit different of a purpose. They don't have to block out that sunlight that the the Transformer display ones actually have over there. So basically right now what I'm using the Ninja Turtle display ones for are obviously to enhance the display, but also we're just going to hide some of the actual wires. You can see some really down here in the background here. That just kind of keeps things a little bit ugly, and by adding these backgrounds, it just, as I said, helps to elevate the display. So this is how they look with nothing behind them, obviously. So let's go over to my review table, take a look at each individual piece that I got, and then we'll come back and see how they look as part of my actual display. And again, much like the ones that I took a look at a while ago for my Transformers setup, these ones are really very good. All of the images have been wonderfully recreated from some very well-known scenes that us as collectors would probably recognize. Obviously here, you got the outside of a sewer, very reminiscent of what you would have seen that, you know, in the old 80s cartoon. Again, these are all different sizes, but they come in different sizes. These are the ones that I got just to fit my details. They are not cardboard, it's heavy card stock, so you get really high quality material here. I mean, this is very, very nice. You can see a nice kind of gloss to it, but you have that really neat look for it. The next one we got, very reminiscent of something that we would have seen, for example, in the second Ninja Turtles, in which their lair was a subway station. And again, they did a really great job of recreating some of those key elements. You got the subway, obviously, right there. You got the turnstiles right there. I love how there's a comic book right down there. You got a katana kind of stabbed into a box of pizza. You got the cobwebs coming through. I mean, again, really ridiculously cool, although I'm kind of knocking things over here. I'm trying to keep them elevated, and it's not all that easy. So taking a look at the next one, and then something a little bit more classic looking in terms of a sewer display. You got a little desk right there where, you know, Donatello might be sitting. You got some pizza boxes all over the place. You got some bean bags. But again, you got a cool image here of the background sewer sort of thing. You got some graffiti right up there. Really very neat. Then moving on to the next one, and we get into some more of the alien scapes. This is something that would kind of be seen in, say, Dimension X, with these really cool, almost like floating sort of looking things right in there. So you do have that as an option. Then coming here, you have something from like the inside of the Technodrome with obviously a door and the Foot Soldier logo itself. There's another really cool one that I want to get that has a big image of the gateway to Dimension X that's in the Technodrome. Now this one might be one of my favorites just because it recreates the black and white look of the original Mirage comics. This is really very cool. I mean, you got some graffiti over there that you can kind of see, but you have the building, you got some stairways, you got some balconies hanging out there, you got a nice street sign, but everything is all done in this black and white, which just is going to look great if you have those original NECA figures. Like I said, this is probably one of my favorite ones that, honestly, I have my NECA Turtles with the rest of my figures just kind of mixed in there. I literally might take my NECA ones and put them on a whole separate shelf just to be able to display this. I really love this. And then the last two here kind of show you that you can get different sizes. Obviously, you see the Technodrome right there, but you also have the drill that was used very often by Shredder to go up to the surface. Now, you can see that if you put it just like this, it's not going to line up properly. You actually have to overlap it a little bit, and when you do that, it lines up perfectly, and that is a really cool look. That if you have a much larger display, you can wrap that around and get that kind of display. Here, let me line that up a little bit better. But that is really very cool looking. And like I said, all of these come in different sizes, so you can actually get something like this for a smaller display or a larger one. It really is your personal preference, but all of these come in different sizes. So now I'm going to show you a few of the figures with the backgrounds behind them to give you an idea of what you basically will have. And zooming in here, you can see what I basically did. Now, unfortunately, coming back, you can see that I don't have the floors that are available separately that you can kind of create a more uniform look with it, but you can basically see what's happening and create a really cool look for your figures. Like I said, utilizing this one, it's something similar that you would have seen in the original 80s cartoon. This one here obviously creates a little bit more of a movie look. So if you have the movie Turtles, this is a nice display for it. But then again, coming back so you can get that full look. Like I said, if you have the floor, it just makes that look a little bit better when you're choosing to display that. But I mean, all in all, again, a really cool look. But like I said, this is probably going to be my favorite sort of setup. Obviously, here are the black and white NECA Turtles, and with the black and white background, that just really has a very cool look to it. And again, coming back so that you can see what I'm talking about in terms of a full display. Obviously, if you do have the ground, it's just going to give more, I guess, of a rounded out sort of display. But now let's go back and see how these actually look in the full details and see how much they help to kind of hide, you know, things from the background. And as you can see, they do a really good job of actually hiding the stuff that is behind the displays. Coming to the other side here where I have my Hot Toy stuff, you can see a lot of like wires kind of dangling right down there. You got some kind of hanging all the way in the very back. You got some coming up through there. You got some down here obviously as well coming up. You can see them just kind of looking ugly and just being in the background and kind of distracting from them. This just really looks good. As you can see, here's my display shelf with my Nick Turtles just kind of hanging out here. Here's more of my vintage stuff. But again, hides the stuff in the back by giving it also a little bit cooler of a look as well. Coming down, you got some bad guys, and this is where I have that kind of wraparound image. You got the Technodrome there in the background, and then it carries over, and you got the driller, and you just kind of look at it all together, and it kind of fills things in. I mean, obviously, if I had this gap removed, unfortunately, that's not really possible to do. When you come down here, you can see that the bases kind of cover that up. But coming back down here, you got the Turtles on this side with the foot soldier kind of background there. Over here, you got my movie Turtles, as well as the more classic Turtles there with the subway in the background. Coming down here to the bottom, you got that Dimension X look, and then I got the more recent movie Turtles there as well. And then around here on the side, you have the actual black and white guys, which all look really very cool. These, like I said, are absolutely terrific. Over on this side, you can see that all the stages nicely help to keep the light from coming in and potentially damaging the figures. That's not really necessary on this side because I don't have much light coming in, but it does do the job of hiding those wires and things on the back. So really great pieces, absolutely wonderful. I cannot recommend these enough to you guys. If you're looking for something like this, or maybe you even have shelves like this where you would want to put something in the background there. They have shelves that are capable of doing that as well. I'm sorry, stages that are capable of doing that as well. So there's a lot of different options. You're not locked into these sizes. They have many different ones available. And these aren't even all the ones that they offer for Ninja Turtles. There are a lot of other really cool ones, but as you can see, this is my entire turtle display, so those are all the ones that I really needed. But if this is something that you're interested in, I would absolutely recommend picking them up. They're very high quality. The art is original while drawing inspiration from a lot of key elements, and just in general look fantastic. So if you are interested in picking these up, all you have to do is, as usual, just click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to toyhacks.com, or you can put in toystages.com. It redirects either way, but Toy Hacks is like now their official name. So check it out, order yours, and beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Don't forget that you can keep in touch with me by liking my Facebook page at facebook.com/teambotimus, and by following me over on Twitter at twitter.com/Optibotimus. Also, I'd encourage you to check out my new website at optibotimusreviews.com, where you can see all my videos from the previous week, see what I have coming up for future release, and also get your very own Optibotimus t-shirt.
And until next time, I'll talk to you later.